In this episode, we ease slowly into our second day of our first ever van life trip into France, before having a quick look around the mill that overlooks Watten. And the day is dominating by what turns out to be a most interesting and unbelievable true story of dark forces working in the local area. Welcome to the channel. That's Harry, our campervan, and that's me, Jane, and here's Stu, and we love to share with you our van life adventures. How'd you get on?
All right. There's a bit of broken English, broken French, as you say. Got a baguette, and I've eaten the top of it. Okay. I've taken the top of it. Sorry, I had the other way back. There was a little ball on there I've eaten. Just like an eclair thing, I think. And this is like a fruit. Sorry. It's got a bit of nuts. All of that was €6.20. So it's about £5, just over £5, which I think is really good, to be honest. Yeah, there's about 3 bakeries in that town.
There's 3 bakeries and 3 pharmacies.
Yeah. That's for later.
This is going to be a hard trip, isn't it, with those bakeries? We need to keep away.
Oaty pancakes today. We have forgot the baking soda, so normally baking soda will go in to fluff it up. Sugar as well, we've forgotten. So it's 2/3 of like a rolled oat or a porridge oats you put in. So that's 2 of those, 3. I'm just trying to work out how much we need. 4. I'd say 4 tablespoonfuls, and then plain flour. So it's 2/3 rolled oats, porridge oats, and 1/3 plain flour. You need to make about 75 millilitres of liquid per person, so you're looking for about 150 millilitres. We'll do 1 pancake each, because you don't need any more than 1 pancake. Sultanas or raisins, so a handful of those to go in. You can mix the eggs separately, but to save on washing up, you're just making a sort of a batter really at the end of the day. You just want to cut up any fruit that you like. So we'll have bananas, we've got a plum, we've got some grapes and blueberries, but it could be apple, could be anything you like really. Probably 2 pancakes. Might be a bit skinny, we'll see. Greek yogurt, although that's vanilla, we normally put normal Greek yogurt, we bought the wrong stuff, and we've got some honey on top of it as well.
Stu performs the walk of shame and makes use of the Air's facilities. He just said hello to an Englishman in French.
And then I said bonjour to the Frenchman, and he said good morning, sir.
Stu goes bonjour, the English person goes good morning. And then he says to a Frenchman, good bonjour, and then the Frenchman went, good morning. Okay, we've learnt a few words. Yesterday I learnt l'addition s'il vous plaît, which means can I have the bill, I think. Well, I said it and he gave me the bill, so.
Really slow.
Yeah, I must say, we stopped in last night, we both said how safe we felt.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
You round up other vehicles as well, apart from the guy who turns up trying to sell you potatoes and carrots.
I'm ashamed to say, but we were asleep by 8:30 last night, which in the UK terms is at 7:30.
And I was in a deep sleep at that top point.
And I was asleep, and for some reason I shouted hello.
It's the tap of the door, bang bang on the door. So, and I'm trying to remember where my keys are because I'm still sort of unconscious really. Yeah. Finally get out there in my pajamas, and and it's still daylight, so I feel a bit embarrassed going out because it's only really 9 o'clock. There's a guy there with a talking to me. Didn't have anything in his hands at the first time, but I picked up pomme de terre, which I knew was potato. So, and he looked like a farmer, and so I thought, okay, he's trying to sell some stuff. And then I sort of get out of the van, and he comes back with a tomato, a carrot, and a potato sample. I think they're off his allotment. I don't know if he was a farmer. He might have been just selling stuff and trying to earn a bit of money on the side, a bit of his beer money or something, or his wine money. But we didn't need any. We didn't want any. But he was going around all the vans. Obviously, does it every night, knocking on the doors and that. So it's a captive audience for him. Well, time to move on, and today we're heading for the mill overlooking Watten that Tom, our drone, spotted yesterday. We would really appreciate it if you like our content to press that like button now and click on the subscribe button, as they are both free.
and it helps and encourages us to carry on creating videos. You look, no, there's a car coming, just wait.
I can't see the bridge, I can see here. So I'm still.
No, wait.
Just say stop.
Stop.
Not move.
Clear.
Turn right now and then turn left.
Just a curve. Okay, apart from that man.
Proceed 2 kilometres.
I didn't see him, I was too busy checking the cars.
This is where the bakery went to.
Ah, so that's the bakery.
Died in 1935, I think it was. I believe during the war the Germans might have used it as an observation. So the Watten mill here was, I think it was built in 1731, around that time. I think it then ended its life as a mill in around about 1930s. I think the last miller died in 1935, I think it was. I believe during the war the Germans might have used it as an observation post because it's obviously got a commanding view overlooking the area. I think that's Dunkirk over there, and I think Calais that way a bit more. Like some goats trying to go up in the tree.
We then head towards Watten Abbey, but unfortunately the gates to the grounds are all locked. So all we can do is put Tom the drone up to check it out. The tower was built in the 15th century, but the Abbey site goes back to at least the 11th century. At the time of the French Revolution, the monastery was sold, but the demolition of the tower was forbidden as it provided a useful navigation mark.
Off to the blockhouse now, it's just a little 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the blockhouse. It's unfortunately it was never completed.
Concentrate.
Well, not unfortunately. Oh, we're concentrating. We seem to be finding the roads okay, as long as we just keep repeating curb. Clear.
Still clear.
No, stop. Clear.
They have a lot of pedestrian crossings, don't they? It's like every 10 yards.
Yeah.
Now where's this guy going?
That was somebody's farm. The sat nav's just as confusing as it's just tried to take us into somebody's farm. We're having a few challenges. We're just trying to get into a petrol station, and now we're going a very long way to turn around. Yeah, what's happening with this lane? They're coming toward. Yes, go.
We're good?
Yes, we're good.
Boom.
Right. Right, this way.
I'm going
that
up
way.
here. I'm just going up here because it's clear.
Yes. Right, so I'm going for baking powder,
Sugar,
milk and cheese.
baking powder. There's 4 things.
That's 3 fingers because you're fourth
Get
one.
off. Arthritis in the 4th one.
That's 3.5.
3.5.
Now the trouble when you come to a new country, you don't know whether you're going into a really great supermarket or an overpriced supermarket or a rubbish supermarket, and so I have no idea what this is going to be like. Bonjour. I'm just looking. I don't want them. In fairness, this looks like a really good supermarket. It's got everything. And definitely I'm finding that Google Translate is my friend. If you've not got that app, it's just been invaluable to me so far.
Especially when you're shopping, trying to find out what labels are and things like that. It says English and it's all French after that. So once you do the first bit, it's French after that.
have arrived at your destination.
The infamous German 88mm gun, took out tanks, was well used in World War II.
There's a small shop at the entrance with various artefacts, including this thruster from a V2 Rocket and this BMW bike. And we enter the site not really knowing what to expect. And initially you follow a track that makes its way up a hill. And along the way there's a mixture of artefacts relating to the conflict in World War II, as well as specific items related to the story that we gradually discover at this site, like this sentry guard box.
So the German soldier used to get in there when there was a bombardment to protect himself.
These carriages start to tell the dark story of the Nazis using forced labour to build a large complex here, as well as defences in readiness for any counter-invasion by the Allies. This structure that we have yet to see had a workforce of Belgian Jews, political prisoners, some French criminals, Russian and Yugoslav prisoners all working on it. They were then forced to work and live in horrific, inhumane conditions. 3 camps were built nearby where they lived a horrific life. Facilities were poor and overcrowding was common. We continue up the track, getting deeper into the site. Along the way, these examples of beach fortifications were displayed that the Allies faced in the Normandy landings, and all of which were installed by forced labour.
So during the Normandy landings, these were used to drag behind ships to blow up mines, basically, to clear a path through. So this is a pocket submarine for the German Navy. In February 1944, the design, and was seaborne within 6 months. Its range was about 149 miles. It was armed with 2 torpedoes, and its mission was really to defend the coastline against the Allies. Wow, not sure I'd want to be in there.
Berlin, 1930.
These outdoor audio information points were a great source of knowledge and were really clear to hear.
6 years later, on the 3rd of October 1942, and for the first time, the launch of the V2 is a complete success.
The objective, the invasion of Britain. It's at this time that the Epaulet site is chosen.
February 1943. The blueprints for the bunker are finished and work begins in March.
Now we still haven't got to what's left of the main structure, but the area was heavily bombed, with craters and bomb remnants strewn all around the location. On the 27th of August 1943, as part of Operation Crossbow, 366 tons of bombs were dropped on this target, thinking this was a V1 bomb site. Unfortunately, many were caught up in the air raids, and amongst the casualties were Germans, the local communities in and around Watten, and the workforce. And then we completely stop in our tracks as we get sight of this complex. And it makes us physically cold, and the sheer size of it is so difficult to take in. This is no ordinary bunker. This has a darker, menacing purpose.
Mach 4, or more than 3,100 miles an hour, for a distance of 70 miles. As it didn't leave the atmosphere, the V2 did not go into orbit.
The audio information talks about the V1 and V2 rockets, But this location is a production line facility for the assembly of the V2 rockets. They plan to launch up to 36 V2 rockets a day. Fortunately, the Allies managed to put it out of action before it was used. It's frightening to think that the plant was months away from becoming a live facility when it was permanently put out of action and then overrun after the Normandy landings. And you can't help but wonder what would have happened if they had succeeded.
Concrete platform below the forest. You have a general view of the whole of the northern part of the bunker, a view dominated by its impressive front wall.
And here you can clearly see where the bombs landed on the facility. And all the materials to assemble the rockets were planned to be brought here, and then the rockets launched from the complex targeting England. And over the far side we enter the complex.
The colossal door that you've just come through closed the passage to the railway lines. It is 7¼ feet thick. Over 3,000 cubic feet filled with concrete.
This is the final part of the production process where the V2s would exit out of the building at the far wall and then launched. The height and the size of the V2 is quite a sober thought. Interestingly, the Nazis launched more than 3,000 V2 rockets from other sites in World War II, killing in excess of 9,000 civilians and military targets, plus of course thousands of forced labour workers. And the little animation shows what it was planned to be like. Of course, the Allies developed new bunker-busting weapons, like this tall boy bomb and then later the Disney bomb. And in fact, they extracted a bomb buried in the bunkers as part of the restoration of this site. This is where the V2 would have come out of the production facility to then be launched. They have a V1 bomb launch pad on show.
It reached its target by means of an anemometric distance meter or simply by running out of fuel. A launch ramp 150 feet long with a 10% gradient.
So we just come out of the V2 Blockhouse bunker museum, where it's more of a history rather than a museum, I would say. It's a living history in that. I thought it was fantastic.
It was amazing. The sheer size of it is just breathtaking.
It was quite poignant, I think, that what was going on, and you suddenly, the way they did it, there was like a track going up, and there's a lot of audios. You press, and it'll explain what was going on, which was well done because actually the audio is outside, and I thought that was quite good. So they cater for big tours and trips and that, which works quite well for them.
Yeah, we just missed a coach trip. Even though I filmed Stu next to it, you still can't appreciate how big it was. It's absolutely massive.
It was only €11 each to get in, which is, I think it was for the two of us, I think with the exchange rate was £18-19 either way. It was £8 to get in, which is again compared to UK prices for that size of museum.
We keep going on about the UK, don't we? Not about the UK,
I'm afraid
England.
You suddenly realise, they encourage people to go in. I'm more than happy to pay that sort of price because it was 2 hours. We're in there.
Oh yeah, we didn't have to pay for parking.
Well, yeah, if you're in this area, I'd definitely go there because it is one of those ones where you walk outside and they offer you umbrellas when you walk in if it's going to rain, and that fortunately didn't. But definitely, it's one of those ones where you suddenly realise what was going on at the end of World War II.
Yeah, we're off to eat
pastries that I bought.
The biggest pastry out, and she's also bought a baguette, so we're going to have to
a baguette today and tonight, I would say.
And we're soon heading to our park up, and it's one on the Park for Night app and perfect for the night.
fruit tart or something. That's well sticky. I think it's peach. Oh, apricot. That's apricot, that is. Nice. Nice. Jane's got a little bit without the almonds on. She has an allergy to that, and her remainder of, I presume it's an eclair, is it?
A quiet moment and then a quick stroll around this nature reserve that used to be an old quarry.
Jane's at it again. Blackberries. She can't resist them.
So I've just used my Google Translate and read it out to Stu. And there it is.
Perfect English.
In perfect English.
Just to prove it works.
Yeah. In fairness, the rest isn't. Hot flannel wash day in the van starts the morning off.
Yeah, so it was our first night last night. Usual, first time we did a wild camp in France. Usual bit of nerves. It was quite popular in the early evening with dog walkers. So you're never quite sure if someone's going to tap the door and say you shouldn't be parked here. And that's just my own nerves. But nobody did. There was another van for the early part, and we thought he was going to stop the night, but he drove off. So it was just us in the end. It was really quiet. I slept really well in the end. It took me a bit of a while to get off, but once I got off I was fine, which is normal for me in a first few nights of a trip. Jane's unfortunately not feeling too good. She's got, I think, probably a heavy cold by the looks of it. So she slept a bit during the day yesterday in the afternoon, and also last night for another 12 hours. So she's obviously sleeping it out at the moment. So I tried last night, I put out my Argus Pro 3 CCTV that I've got. So it's just magnetic, just fits out there. That you saw I bought if you'd been seeing the recent security video that I put out. So from a camera perspective, it's got some great features. It all works. It's got zonal PIR and all that, so that all works. But it's a Wi-Fi router, so I haven't got Wi-Fi in the van. So the only way it will work, and it does work, is using the personal hotspot. The only problem is the personal hotspot every now and again drops out. So that doesn't work, obviously, because obviously if it's not caught talking to it and there's some alert, it's not going to notify me. So I need to find a way of getting a small travel wireless router that will work when it's not on the internet, and I think that's the key thing. I need to find just a way of creating a little local network, so I need to do a bit of investigation on that.
And every trip we keep thinking we should get a lid, and we forget.
I keep forgetting it's in there. We boil them for a minute, and then I think for about a soft boil it's around, you then leave it for 5.5 minutes. That's obviously great on the LPG, and then Jane likes hers, we're going to try it 6.5 minutes. She doesn't like hers so runny as me. That's what should happen.
Oh.
Let me do one. Smash its head in. Perfect for me. Too runny for you.
Oh God, okay. Well, we both hope that you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next episode where we discover more local history and continue to enjoy a very relaxed French way of life. So you're stopping on the right.
On this side.
Right, hold on, just which way am I looking?
You're looking left, there's nothing coming.
Left. No, it's clear my side.